acoustic wood slat paneling. Let's do this. If you've spent any time on YouTube watching desk setups, you've probably seen these fabulous acoustic wood slats. Outrageously expensive, but ridiculously cool. I was going to make these myself, but they went on sale and I couldn't resist. Here's the tools I used to attach the panels to the wall. Tape measure, pencil, Stanley knife. I got some additional blades, which I never used. Painter's tape, a set square, a handsaw, and then a drill and some screws. Gluing these panels to the wall is the preferred method, but I wanted to put screws in just in case I ever wanted to take them down. These are 1.5-inch screws. The packaging of these panels is exceptional. Each box contains 2 panels and each panel is 12.6 inches. The first step is measuring the height. I then planned out the placement of the screws. The website provided the spacing guidelines. The first panel was 90 inches high. I used painter's tape to draw the line. You also keep the painter's tape on while you're cutting, just to protect the wood. I used a set square to draw the line. And on the other side, I was having so much fun, I actually did the line twice. For some silly reason, and because I doubted my ability to cut straight, I used a hard rule to cut against. I only did this once. I cleaned up the edges and sanded them with very fine sandpaper. I then removed the rest of the packaging and did a test fit. It's going to look pretty cool. I then used a drill to pre-insert all the screws. I had to be careful not to go all the way through. I just used the tape measure and eyeballed it. It was okay. I installed the first panel on the left. You have to back off the drill a little bit because you don't want the screws going through the fabric. I then installed the one on the right. It's then a process of measuring, cutting, testing, putting in the screws, rinse and repeat. In hindsight, I should have extended that dark grey paint a couple of inches over to the side. That's because there was like a little gap between the 2 panels and you can see the light grey paint, which is kind of annoying. What you can't see is me measuring multiple times. These are really expensive and I don't want to screw it up. My desk is going to face this feature wall, so I want to include additional panels along with some cool wood shelves. I measured the distance between the 2 side panels to plan where everything would go. It's just a rough sketch. I then used painter's tape to figure out the height and to sort of visually see where I think the shelves would go. Gave up with the set square, just used a regular ruler. I'm sorry I didn't show it, but the slats actually sit on top of the white baseboard trim, not to the floor. The layout and the design of this feature wall with the slats and the shelves was something I found on YouTube. I put a link below because I think his design is just incredible and he's done a fantastic job. When you install 2 panels in the middle of the wall, you actually have to trim off the fabric backing of one of the panels so they butt together nicely. Even though I take ages when I'm using pen and paper to measure things, I still like to do a visual check to make sure the panels are going to sit perfectly. It's all about symmetry. Then it's back to pre-drilling or pre-inserting all the screws into the panels. Even though the laser level tells me it's straight, I still measure. True story, I have 3 screws left, I need 4. I then found one on the floor. I was getting ridiculously fast at the end. Check out these beautiful shelves I got from Amazon. 2 of them, $100. Solid walnut. They look phenomenal. These are floating shelves, so I needed to make sure that the bracket is installed into at least 2 studs. And then allow for this little gap. So it was a little bit tricky. So the shelf is on, it's okay, but it's perfectly level. That's the main thing. This seriously looks incredible. I love it. Wait, there's one more step. The wood slats are unfinished, so you have to apply a stain. I got this from Home Depot. Use a fabric roller to apply the stain. You gotta wait a couple of minutes, I think 5 minutes, and then you wipe off any excess oil. The finish is amazing, and I'm thrilled. Shelves installed, check. So here's the thing, I have all these offcuts, and because they were so expensive, I didn't want to throw them out, so I found somewhere to put them. Cut and stained, and then I just attach these with braids. They look fantastic, I'm thrilled, thanks for watching.